matter. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lumada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lumada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lumada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, so glad to be here together. Abraham, welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, good morning to you as well. Terry, thank you for being here. I hope you're well. It is looking like it'll be a nice and bright day out here in Oakland. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining in. How are you? How is it where you are? And I hope that your week is going smoothly. And of course, wishing you a great weekend coming up ahead. Thank you so much for joining in. Today, we're seated at a very special table, and this one is one that is built by GRANDAD. So join in for this one. Yes, indeed, by MELANIE HEUISER Hill and illustrations by JAIME Kim. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, we're reading this one with permission of CANDLEWICK Press. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope you enjoy this one. Yes, indeed. And if you know it already, well, another one to enjoy. A great time to enjoy it. And of course, if you're being introduced for the first time, I am sure you will love it. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. Around the table, that GRANDAD belt. Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining in. Get ready for that one. I hope that you have fun. Enjoy the book. Relax, sit back, enjoy, and of course, get cozy wherever you are. I hope that you are enjoying yourself. Thank you for being here on Storytime. I am glad we're here together. As always, please let me know who is joining in with you and where you're joining us from, so we can be sure to say hello to you. And if you're joining in for the recordings, please do leave us a message so we know you were here, and indeed we can say good morning to you as well. Thank you so much to everybody that has been joining in Storytime, whether live or indeed you're joining in for the recordings. Thank you for being here. And again, a reminder, please, if you do have recommendations that you would love to be read here on Storytime, please send them through, and I would do my very best to bring them here to you on Storytime and share with the Storytime community. Thank you so much for joining in today. Excited for this one. I am loving it right now, and I hope that you do too. And this one, Around the Table, that GRANDAD belt. MELANIE HEUISER Hill and illustrations by JAIME Kim, read with permission and published by CANDLEWICK Press. Thank you so much for being here. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story indeed. What memories do you have of your grandparents home, if you've been fortunate enough to meet them? Thank you so much for joining in. Let us see one more time. Abraham, first through the door. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you one more time. And of course, Terry, thank you for being here on Storytime. Absolutely loving it. Thank you. Good morning to you. How are you today, Sarah and Nathan in snowy Illinois? Oh my goodness. Please do stay cozy. Do stay comfortable. I hope that you enjoy this story. Oh my goodness. Snow. Please do stay warm and be safe out there. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Out here in Oakland, pretty chill right now. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh, loving it. Thank you. And indeed, we're not forgetting about you. Even if we're not here today, we're still saying hi to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Pamela, Courtney, thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And of course, Braylon and Chad. And you say you're excited about this story. Well, it is a good one indeed. I am excited too. Even though I've read it many times, I still love going back to it. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that everything is a-okay out in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Good morning to you. All right, please get ready. We're going to get started with our story. But before we do that, actually, too, just a few hellos to the people who are not joining us live quite yet, but I'm sure they'll be here later on. Marlon in Seattle, good morning to you. How are you doing? Baby Bia, Amanda, how are you? And of course, out in Massachusetts, Henry, how are you doing today? And of course, Marietta, thank you for supporting Storytime. And to everybody that is joining in that I'm forgetting right now, please have yourselves a wonderful day. Rocco, Clay, and Chriselle, thank you out in Long Beach. All right, get comfortable, get cozy. The story is coming up, and we'll be back after this short break. Thank you. See you very shortly.
Hola, my name is Shamile Sayed Mendez, and I am the author of Where Are You From, Furia, and many other books for young readers. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limara.
Welcome back. Thank you. I wish I could say my name the way Shamila says it, but here we go. Around the Table, the Grandad Belt. This one by Melanie HEUISER Hill and illustrations by JAIME Kim. All right, here we go. I'm reading this one with permission of Candlewick Press. All right. What traditions does this book bring to mind for you? This is the table that Granddad built. Oh, isn't it cute? These are the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Aww. These are the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table Granddad built. These are our plates. Red, orange, yellow. Do you have colorful plates at your house? Oh, my hand's getting stuck there. All right, there we go. That go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the flowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. There are those colorful plates that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are the glasses from Mom and Dad's wedding. And where do they go? set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. I bet now you can follow along. You can say it along with me, right? All right, let's try it. It'll come up again. These are the forks and spoons and knives, gifts from Dad's grandma long ago. These are the forks and spoons and knives, gifts from Dad's grandma long ago. And where do they go? Well, placed by the glasses from Mom and Dad's wedding, set by the plates together, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by who? By Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. This is the squash that took over our garden. These are the potatoes and peppers we roasted. And these are the beans overflowing the bowl. Oh, that sounds delicious, doesn't it? Oh. This is the stack of toasted tamales. These are the samosas, spicy and hot. And this is the rice pudding we have every year. Oh, yes. This is the stack of toasted tamales. These are the samosas, spicy and hot. How do you like your samosas? And this is the rice pudding we have every year. Sorry, didn't mean to make you hungry early in the morning. This is the bread, still warm, that Gran baked. This is the butter made by us kids. And this is Dad's huckleberry jam. Yum. Oh my. So much food. Oh, sounding so delicious. This is the bread, still warm. That Gran baked. This is the butter made by us kids. And this is Dad's huckleberry jam. Oh. And here are the pies. I made this one myself. Oh, those are some delicious looking pies indeed. Oh, pecan. I want that pecan pie. Oh my. What's your favorite kind of pie? For these hands we hold for tasty good food, for family and friends, for grace that is given and love that is shared. We give thanks. Oh yes, indeed. For these hands we hold for tasty food, for tasty good food, for family and friends, for grace that is given and love that is shared. We give thanks. We give thanks around this table that Granddad built. I love that so much. Look at that spread. The end. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope that you enjoyed this wonderful book indeed. Around the Table, that Granddad Belt. Love it so much. Thank you for joining in Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed that one. And indeed, made you hungry. I hope you go and have a snack after this, or I hope that indeed you're able to have some of your favorite food. Beautiful, beautiful book indeed. Thank you to you, Melanie Heuiser Hill, and of course Jaime Kim for the wonderful illustrations. And of course, we're reading this one with permission of Candlewick Press. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Find this book at your local library. Find it where you find books. Thank you for being here. I am glad we were able to read this one together. You know, it brought back so many memories for me because, first of all, my grandma was a great cook. Loved it. And my grandma is really, in earnest, the only grandparent. My mom's mom is the only grandparent that I got to meet. I met my dad's dad once, just the one time, and then never got to really see the other two. My dad's mom met me as a kid, but I was a baby, so I don't remember that one. So yeah, just met the one grandparent, and she was an amazing cook, and I got to live with her for quite a bit, so got to enjoy amazing cooking. And unfortunately, that gift I don't think was passed on. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. What memories does this book bring up for you? Do you have any family traditions that happen around a special table? Well, thank you for joining in Storytime today. Please let us know who was with us today enjoying that wonderful book. Thank you, Pamela, Courtney, and of course, Braylon and Chad. And they say, we love this kind of story structure. Love the interaction. Well, thank you indeed. It is a beautiful one indeed. These cumulative stories are so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I love it. Thank you. Oh, yes, indeed. It is an amazing story. Thank you, Braylon and Chad. Absolutely appreciate you. And I hope that you enjoyed this story. It made me very hungry, so I cannot wait to have some breakfast after this. And I hope that it is going well where you are. You are having a wonderful day today. But please do not forget, with all these beautiful memories today that we're making, we're back again tomorrow with another story. And this one is a special one too. And this will be called What is Love? This one by Mac Barnett and illustrations by Carson Ellis. This one is the latest from Mac Barnett, and it is coming to you from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. So join me tomorrow as we ponder this very profound question. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed the time around Granddad, the table, that Granddad belt. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a wonderful time. I love it, Braylon. I love it. Quick fingers. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad you were able to do that. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. It is always wonderful to be here together. You know, as we were saying in the book, we give thanks for everything that we have in our lives. And indeed, we do give thanks. Give thanks for small moments. Give thanks for big moments. And indeed, try and keep living this life, enjoying it when we can. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you and your loved ones a wonderful day indeed, and a day full of laughs. And if the day throws us something that we can't quite handle at that time, remember that we are able to just pick ourselves up. Let us try again. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, everybody. I am always happy to be here. Thankful for this community that we have. I hope that you have a wonderful day out there. Thank you for joining in Storytime. Please don't forget to join me tomorrow with my guest, Mac Barnett, here to read an amazing story, and then of course a wonderful conversation to follow. Happy Thursday to you and yours, and I will see you again tomorrow for more story time. Much love from me. Bye-bye.
Memeologist stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read memeologist stories. Memeologist stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people that look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be real. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be